I feel like I'm losing my mind.
K-pop news lifts the veil on the latest mystery behind the glitz and glamour of the K-pop world. A surprising move by HYBE involving one of BTS's members, Kim Taehyung, has sparked major questions. Is this about image, business strategy, or is there another story being kept from the public? In the K-pop world, which always appears vibrant and cheerful, not everything on the surface reflects the true reality. Behind the scenes, major decisions are sometimes made that not only shake an artist's career, but also impact their emotional connection with millions of fans. One of the most shocking news stories of the year came from a BTS member known for his sincerity, Kim Taehyung, or V. For years, Taehyung has been a soothing voice for ARMYs. Through honest words, warm jokes, and emotional confessions, he has not only appeared as an idol but also as a friend, brother, and role model for many people. However, suddenly, in an unusual silence, shocking news emerged. Taehyung was banned from speaking. Not literally, but in the form of restrictions on sharing opinions and expressing himself freely. His communication with fans is now limited, even strictly controlled. It's not just about topic restrictions, but also the format and frequency. And for many fans, this is no trivial matter. It is a wow. What exactly is happening? According to some reports from industry insiders, HYBE, the major agency that has been managing BTS, has implemented a very strict policy toward Taehyung. This move is referred to as an image protection strategy. However, if that is the case, why is Taehyung the only one receiving such treatment? Did he say something considered too honest? Or is there a narrative being controlled? BTS was built on the foundation of honesty and openness. They are a group that, from the start of their career, has never hesitated to discuss depression, social pressure, dreams, and the harsh realities faced by young people. And Taehyung is one of the main pillars of that narrative. He never plays it safe when speaking. He shares his thoughts directly, sometimes without filters, and that's what makes him so beloved. However, in an increasingly global and competitive entertainment industry, many things can no longer be said without calculation. Words that once felt sincere now have to pass through censorship. HYBE, like other major agencies, may feel the need to control the narrative to maintain brand stability. But the question is, will such control end up destroying the values they've built over the years? ARMY feels this tension. Those who've grown up with BTS from the start know that openness isn't just a bonus, it's the foundation. When Taehyung is silenced, it's like shutting off part of the group's heart. The once warm and personal connection now risks becoming transactional. There is also the possibility that this move is part of BTS's long-term plan as a global brand. In a world sensitive to public statements, one sentence can spark a global controversy. For the agency, it's safer to prevent than to fix. But by limiting Taehyung, they also risk losing the authenticity that makes BTS appealing. Taehyung is not just a handsome face with a beautiful voice. He is an artist with an open soul. Every time he speaks, fans feel heard, seen, and understood. He fills the empty spaces in many people's hearts with words that may seem simple, but are deeply meaningful. When that voice is silenced, who will replace it? Many speculate that Taehyung may have spoken about things that were too sensitive, or perhaps too honest for a major brand like BTS. Ironically, that is precisely what makes BTS special. They are not ordinary idols. They are the voice of a generation that refuses to be polished to perfection. Now, the public can only speculate. Was this a unilateral decision by the agency? Did Taehyung agree with this policy? Is this only temporary? Everything remains unclear. But one thing is certain, ARMY won't stay silent. They know how important freedom of speech is for someone like Taehyung. They know that Taehyung's voice isn't just his, it's also theirs, as they feel represented by him. Some fans have even begun raising this issue on social media with hashtags and special campaigns, hoping for changes or explanations from HYBE. They aren't asking for much, just space for Taehyung to be himself, as he once was. Perhaps for management, this decision is a form of protection. But for fans, it feels like a form of erasure. And when an artist can no longer be themselves, the true value of their work and relationships is also eroded. Amidst all this, the saddest part is Taehyung's silence. Did he choose to comply? Or was he not given the space to voice his opinions? We don't know, but we can see his eyes when he appears in public. We can sense there's something he's holding back, something he wants to express but can't. And perhaps, in that silence, the loudest scream is heard. However, even though Taehyung's voice is currently restricted, it doesn't mean his voice has completely disappeared. In his silence, fans have begun to read deeper. Every facial expression, every body movement, and every lyric he sings all now carry a meaning far deeper than before. Because when words are no longer allowed, the body speaks. And Taehyung, as a true artist, knows how to convey his innermost feelings without uttering a single word. In fact, some fans have noticed that lately, Taehyung has been sharing more moments of silence. Photos without captions, short videos with instrumental music, or even just a silhouette of himself in deep thought. Is this a subtle form of resistance, or simply an outlet for emotions he cannot express verbally? This has also begun to inspire many armies to create a counter-narrative, that Taehyung is not being silenced, but choosing to express himself in a deeper, more symbolic way. They have started to interpret his silence as a new form of strength, a form of communication that transcends words. And in that context, the relationship between Taehyung and ARMY became more personal than ever before, though oddly no longer verbal. However, on the other hand, pressure on HYBE grew stronger. Many media outlets began to question, was this decision truly necessary? Isn't Taehyung the one who brings the most human aspect to BTS, making them beloved across generations? Could the agency's fear of public opinion be pushing them away from the values that made BTS so extraordinary from the start? Some Korean pop culture analysts have also begun to speak out. They describe this phenomenon as a symbol of the long-standing battle between an artist's idealism and the business strategies of the entertainment industry. On one hand, artists like Taehyung represent the voice, emotions, and courage to be oneself. On the other hand, there are significant economic interests demanding extreme caution. And when these two poles collide, the first casualty is often authenticity. Some senior fans also remind us that this is not the first time the entertainment world has tried to silence artists whose honesty is deemed too dangerous. However, history shows true artists can never be silenced completely. They will always find a way, whether through music, visual art, or even the silence that speaks louder than any speech. And Taehyung, as he has always demonstrated, is not the type to give up so easily. Even if he cannot speak freely today, it does not mean he has lost his spirit. He still performs, he still creates, and most importantly, he still cares. The emotional bond built with ARMY does not simply shatter because of agency policies. If there is one thing BTS and their fans have taught us all this time, it is we listen to each other, even in silence. For those of you who want to know more about the dynamics between agencies and artists in the K-pop industry, as well as how Taehyung BTS continues to make a difference despite limitations, don't forget to keep following K-pop news. Because behind the stage, there's always a reality more complex than just the glitz and glamour. Is this just the beginning of a major shift in how BTS interacts with the world? Or will this become a new opportunity for Taehyung to find a different way to convey his message? One thing is certain, the voice of the heart can never truly be silenced.
A sign